Hey guys, ToShyForYou here. And well, you read the title, but just before I start this video off by saying, you know, this shit, as soon as I watched that DEMPSEY's theory, like this thought popped right into my head. Now just take note, these are theories, okay? So I want someone leaving a comment saying like worst theory ever, because it's just a theory, man. Everyone has theories. But honestly, if you haven't seen, like, what I'll have you do right now, you might not get what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure a trailer came out today from Treyarch. Is DEMPSEY's theories, final theories, obviously. So you know that's big news. It was really short, and if you haven't seen it and you don't want any spoilers, I suggest you go click on that video first and then come back to this one. Now, if you, for some reason, because this happens to me a lot, if you for some reason go click on that video and forget this video, just remember my YouTube name, ToShyForYou Brony. It's not going to be that hard to find, just because there's no other YouTuber out there that's similar to my online name. Plus, I only have like 12 subs, so pretty easy to find me. Alright, now, let's get right into the theory, I guess. So, when you see, out of all the theories, right? When you see all the theories out there, I don't know if someone said this or not, but I thought it right away. But could Dempsey die? The only reason why I think that is because, you know, as he's talking about Richtofen and such, you end up seeing, you know, the 1.0 version of him as a ghost staring directly at him, like as he was disappointed in him for like trusting Richtofen. Because I think all the 4 main characters know they might get fucked over by Richtofen, you know? And there's been so many times where Treyarch's just been hinting off that at least one of these characters is gonna die. Because like, it's pretty fucking strange to be putting in almost every single trailer, except for the Reisendruck, for all of the characters dying. In Zetsu Hiroshima, they were on the ground and Takeo had his hands out like he was scarred for life. When I first saw that, I thought Takeo has turned on them. But no. It's like it's a chain of events. I think they all think they're gonna turn on them. They're going insane really slowly, especially Richtofen, because of the zombies. They haven't got to live their life, you know, for much longer, because they're obviously soldiers. And that affects them. That affects them deep down. It really does. Because for some soldiers, they're really immature. Like, I've heard Richtofen say a lot of adult jokes when it comes to something about dildos in Black Ops 1 and 3. Dempsey's just straight up a fucking child. In Grod Krovi, there's literally a quote where Sophie, the computer, says something, right? But it sounded dirty. It's like a little school joke, like when a teacher's talking about, let's say you're talking about acid, and you'd be like, she said ass. It was like something like that. I forgot what it was, but go check out that quote if you don't believe me. Because trust me, I've heard it. It's really childish for a fucking soldier to be, you know, obviously admiring that. But I don't give a shit just because it seems like they've been obviously fighting forever. And you gotta remember, these guys run miles around a fucking map, especially when you're on round 60. So, give them a little credit, right? Another thing is that how come they're always dying in their trailers? You know, like all of them are dead except for Reisendruck, or maybe Reisendruck. I don't know. I think that's the only one where it has a trailer and they haven't died. Besides, obviously the giant or Shadows. But let's go back to like last summer. Yeah, last summer. When you Black Ops 3 was gonna come out, we saw the giant trailer, and when we saw Richtofen pop out of that teleporter and he shot himself, that was a huge, huge shocker. Everyone was like, what the fuck is going on? This must be big. Because why did Richtofen just shoot himself? And I'm sure at the time when that happened, no one knew, because the Reisendruck was another big one that people were a lot shocked about. People were really shocked about the Reisendruck. Mainly because after Richtofen did that, I don't think anyone knew that, you know, obviously they all had to kill their future selves. I'm sure everyone just thought Richtofen did that out of anger or something. But, you know, it's just a theory. But I'm pretty sure that's basically what happened. No one knew that. But how come Der Eisendrache, the Dempsey map, is the only one that doesn't have all the characters dead with a trailer? I don't get that. Because, you know Richtofen and Dempsey back in Black Ops 1, they hated their guts. They hated each other. They still do, but they've kind of learned to get along. But these are our past characters. So what happened to the future? Obviously something else happened. Right? I'm not gonna say like DLC 4, what happened after that? Because like they couldn't have killed them future selves before, so like what happened before? I wanna, like, that's a very good question. What happened before? I know Origins happened, but for some soldiers to fight a zombie apocalypse for like almost like literally 40 years, because Dempsey looks pretty old, Richtofen looks pretty old, Takeo looks pretty old, especially Nikolai. They all look really old, and they're in like, I don't know, they're like in their 20s or 30s now. Jesus, you know? So it's like, what happened right there during then? I don't get it. I'm sure, like, that's something someone should look up into, because that could be a question. For DLC 4, it has to do something with Mob of the Dead characters. Because, like, as in, you know, one Weasel with Mob of the Dead. Remember that quote everyone thought he meant that he's being butt raped? Whenever Weasel would pick up the shield and be like, I'll take it, just like last time, everyone laughed their ass off because they thought, you know, he was being raped in prison. But Lopez Links, my friend, one time we were playing Mob of the Dead, he said, like, this was last summer, he said, it's because Weasel, he's been through that shit before. Even like, I think when you start on solo, I'm not sure, but I know Weasel does say, no, 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 why is this happening again? He's obviously known something about it. He's known something about it. He's known it. He had to. Because he's the only one that knows what to do. And they break the cycle. That's like a big part of the storyline. Because obviously no map has ever broken the cycle before. So that's huge. That's really huge. So Weasel has to do something with DLC 4. They should, at least. So maybe like Dempsey's gonna end up dying, and Weasel's gonna take over. Kind of like how in Exo Zombies when that bitch shot Oz. Kind of like that. But I think it's gonna end up in a more slightly different way. Because if you notice, it seems like almost every character is depressed except for Richtofen. Like in all of their memories, it seems like they're all depressed. Richtofen just seems like he's going really insane, like he is, like he's a future self. As you guys know, he was really insane, some of the quotes he would say. So that's just basically my theory. And if you guys liked it, please like and comment and subscribe, and I'll try to come up with more theories if I can. I just had to get that one out. It's just a theory. But if one person's out there, please send this to like a big YouTuber, because I want this theory to get out somehow. So if any of you guys see this video, please, 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 please send it to someone, because it could be. Like, I honestly think Dempsey could die. Like, maybe Dempsey could die, but I just have, like, the wrong idea about it. You know? It just seems like his ghost is there. Like, staring down at him like he's gonna die. You know? Obviously, his ghost is like that. It's because, obviously, Der Eisendrache. I know that. But I'm just trying to get off on a, you know, new thing. That's basically my theory, guys. So whoever sees this video and find it interesting, please send it to a bigger YouTuber that likes theories or something like that. And please don't take credit. Just please don't take credit. because I was hoping I was the first one to come up with this theory, and if I am, and if it does get big, which it probably won't, but if it does, just don't take my credit, man. You'd be fucked. But anyways, if for people that actually watch my channel, maybe, if there is any, probably not, I suck. But I'll be I'm not gonna be streaming, but I will be attempting the garage cover Easter egg later on today, because as you guys can see, I have 2 undead mans. I want to try to get a purple holic before I start though. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.